Hey man, so man, welcome back to the channel, man. Today we got, excuse me, Stephen A. on getting checked courtside by LeBron James. Of course, this man is still on the run about this LeBron James stuff, bro. And I honestly, I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting real sick of it. Like, let's be honest. Come on now. You knew he was gonna check you eventually. Like, you knew he was gonna check you. But the fact that you're gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, he checked me and I don't like that, so I hate him." It's like, cool. But to sit here and be like, you know, when he went on the Pat McAfee show, you know, that was just too far. But yet you said something about it on your show. You went on Gil's Arena and said something. You're here saying something about it. You said something on Twitter. You constantly, anytime they mention LeBron on Twitter, you're retweeting and saying something about it. Like, dog, you're on a whole podcast tour. Like LeBron James said, you're on a podcast tour, sitting here going, "Oh, LeBron hurt me and my man feelings. I just can't be friends with him no more." Like, don't get me wrong. Stephen A. is a sports analyst, right? His job is to analyze sports and critique. Cool. You've been critiquing LeBron for years. Cool. He used to it. He got someone a bigger hater named Skip that he's more worried about. You was critiquing Bronny. Cool. He was cool with that. But the fact that you came out and was like, "Oh, Bronny, this is terrible. And LeBron, as his father, you should have stopped this." It's like, whoa. Now you went too far, and he probably checked you for that, because you can critique me all you want to, critique my kid, cool. He got to get used to that. But the fact that you came from my manhood is wild in itself. But I just want to hear what this man got to say, because obviously it's Stephen A, man. It's Stephen A. Stephen A is always gonna Stephen A. He gonna always hold this grudge. He gonna always use LeBron to keep his name in the headlines, because, you know, it's Stephen A, you know. Sure, he's getting paid millions. Sure, people know him. But once LeBron officially retires and he has no more LeBron slander to throw out there, like, "Oh, look at his play," and blah, 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 blah. I mean, what you gonna do? Go for his child? You see what happened the last time you went for his child. But hey, man, let's get into this, man. Let's watch this and see what he got to say.
You know,
Right.
obviously since then, that Lakers game, you've made no bones about, you know, your issues with LeBron and the way you felt about him, and he obviously has made no bones about the way he's felt about you. I think Melo is just as close to Braun as he is as close to you.
No, they're closer.
And
that's a fraternity. I understand. Respect that.
And you know, I love getting to not just get your side of it, but you know, try and bring a peaceful solution, a peaceful resolution.
Ain't gonna be no peaceful solution.
He answered my question.
Go ahead, Melo.
No. He answered it. He answered the question. I think that's you know, that's so much in my perspective, and which is why, you know, I always stayed out of that. You let them handle that. Like, it's not
Right.
It's whatever it is. You know, maybe one day they could figure the shit out. Maybe not. But they still walking. I'm going this way. I'm going this way. You go your way. I go my way. It ain't, you know, no hard feelings to it. I don't know the reason, so I can't speak on it. Would I want them to get along and talk? Yeah, why fucking not?
I mean, just getting from the gist of just our earlier conversation already, you make it a point to never make it personal with any of your critiques with anybody.
Right.
And I think a lot of people who probably either saw what you said about Bronny or the game, it's that blurred gray line where it is basketball, it is the game, but from one specific person's point of view, it is personal.
But I don't think it was for that, though. I mean,
Go ahead.
I don't think it was just that. You get what I'm saying? We talk about years and years and years and years of history here. You know, like I said before, that goes deeper than rap.
Right.
So whatever it is, you would have to peel back those layers and really sit down and have a real conversation, because from my perspective, it wasn't just about what he said about Bronny. It was a build-up from everything over the years, and that right there just hit home. That hit close to home. So, of course, at this point in time, it's fuck that. I got to take care of Now is my time to say something. Enough is enough type of situation from that side.
It goes back to my point. When he said what I said, it was most definitely, like I said, he's been critiquing for years. And for you to come out and be like, yo, as a father, you shouldn't allow this. I think that was the breaking point. Again, the game is the game. He understands you got to critique Bronny, but you was critiquing Bronny harshly. Then, like, he was critiquing Bronny as if Bronny went number 1 overall, which he didn't. He went second, 55th. So, to sit here and then be like, oh, you know, he's out there producing terribly, and, you know, LeBron, shame on you as his father to allow this. It's like, dog, now I'm gonna say something to you. We can't sit down and have a conversation about it, because more than likely Stephen A was gonna coward his way out and be like, oh no, Bron, we've been cool. I just feel like, Bronny just don't need this opportunity right now. Like, people was upset, like, oh, Bronny's taking away from people opportunity to be in the league. He went 55th in the second round. Now, if he went first round, then I could agree with you. But he went 55th in the second round. Who was he taking the opportunity from? More than likely, that person was going to be in the same position Bronny was in. They was going to be in the G. They was going to probably play in the league for like a couple minutes. Then they was going to be sent to the G League. Same scenario. But, yeah, man. You definitely was critiquing Bronny a little harshly, and then you came for LeBron's fatherhood, which LeBron takes very seriously, as you could tell. Obviously, father wasn't there, so he probably was like, for you to come at me as a man and be like, yo, as his father, he probably was like, nah, you're not going to question me on this.
I will say this. I'm going to say shit on this podcast right now that I ain't never said. I ain't going to hold back. I'm going to preface my comment by saying, if y'all wouldn't have asked me about him, I wouldn't have talked about him.
Indeed.
I have no desire to talk about LeBron James.
But you do.
But I'm in the media. I am who I am. And it's pretty hard for me to say no comment. I ain't talking about something. When I bring people on to talk about stuff, it's just something that's hypocritical about that for me. Mm-hmm. So I want to preface my comment by saying that. I want to say also, before I get into it, that I don't get touched very easily. I'm talking about emotionally, where I look at athletes and all of this other stuff, and, what they say affects me in a very touching way. When I saw D Wade on this show with Melo, I cannot tell you how touched I was that both of them said what they said. It didn't matter to me whether they agreed with me or not. What they both said is, we fuck with Stephen A. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? Before anything. And from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it. Indeed. Because you got a lot of cats out there, including some, so I'm just going to say some sorry motherfuckers in the NBA right now, that all of a sudden forgot who I was and who I've been just because of some situation with LeBron. What that got to do with y'all? The fact that D Wade and Melo could sit here and whether they agreed or disagree with any element about us, acknowledge that, yo, man, that's our dude, man. We fuck with Stephen A. We cool with him. That's all I care about. Yep. Because we can agree or disagree, but I didn't do anything to them. Why would you have personal animus towards me because of what happened with me and LeBron? It's none of your business. Mm-hmm. You have an opinion about the incident, right, but to have an opinion about me when you don't even know what's going on, I'm going to remember those cats. You know me and my memory now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to forget. Yeah. I ain't going to do nothing. I ain't going to do anything, but I ain't going to forget. Okay? And when I remember something, that I'm going to remember.
See, but when you say that, right?
What I mean by that is,
people are gonna assume that you're gonna make it a personal thing.
Your hairline pushed far back enough for you to remember.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna do anything that's gonna compromise. Damn right. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm not gonna do anything that's gonna compromise me, my name, the company I represent. And it ain't just ESPN. It's SiriusXM. It's my own brand, okay? I'm never going to do anything like that. I'm going to always make sure I maintain professionalism. But Melo knows what I mean when I say this. There's a whole bunch of cats that come to me for a lot of assistance. A lot of cats that want to get in this industry. A lot of cats that got personal stuff they want the media to veer away from. They don't want the media. You know, I ain't no damn podcast and YouTube show. I work for the worldwide leader. I work for a national or international brand like SiriusXM. You understand? I know everybody from the president on down. It's a simple phone call. I got cats on speed dial. There ain't no doubt in it because I've proven it. The contract alone proves that you don't get what I got unless you doing woodwork and you got connections. That's just the way it goes. Having said all of that, I'm just saying I'm gonna remember because it hurt me. Because it had nothing to do with a lot of these people.
Understandable.
And they didn't take a moment to sit up there and say, damn, Stephen A. been in this business for 30 years. That's never happened. Why now? That's all I wanted somebody to ask. But nobody asked. So you want to hate on me? Fine, no problem. Now let me get to LeBron. I don't like his ass. Not a little bit. I understand what he means to Melo. I understand what he means to D Wade, my boys. I understand it. But all I'm going to say when it comes to that, Melo is 1,000% right. This dates back more than a decade. I'm not going to go into detail of the shit this man has tried to do to me. People don't understand. You don't know. You do not understand the links this man would go to. You know.
He making it seem like LeBron has just been like on his neck since he first got in the league. Like, dog, LeBron, you know what? I'm going to let him have it. I'm going to let him talk.
No, I believe.
Right.
He's one way publicly, he's another way privately. I believe he might not be interviewed and he might not be quoted, but the things he says and the things he has said to people, it's gotten back to me. The things that he's tried to do, if it were up to him, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Did he try to get you off the air?
You understand what I'm saying? I'm not going there.
Okay.
Figure it out.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Because I'm not going to find myself in a position where it can get uglier. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, I'm not asking. It's some low, low shit. The day that he rolled up on me courtside, it was the day my contract was announced. That I had stayed with ESPN, blah, blah, blah. Go back and look at the camera angles. I arrived there in the first quarter. He rolled up on me in the third quarter. When he rolled up on me in the third quarter, this is 2025. We got technology everywhere. TNT is a nationally televised game. How is it we got one angle and the only angle you see was of him and his face? But you see the back of my peanut head. How is that the only angle that you saw? How?
Probably because they had cameras focused on
guess.
everything else.
Okay.
I'm not going there. Okay. I'm just telling you what I see. Remember, I'm in this business. Got my social media person right there.
Right.
You understand? I've been an executive producer for years. I know this business. I know a thing or two about camera angles. I determine them half the time.
Yep.
Do this angle, do this angle, do that angle. This is my business. I'm here. I know what that is. There's no way that you're in an arena, you're LeBron James, and the only angle that somebody sees is a straight up shot of you getting in my face. They see no reaction, they see nothing, and that's an accident.
All right, so I'll ask you straight up.
It doesn't happen.
I'll ask you straight up. Do you think you felt set up in that moment?
Damn right.
Okay.
Damn right I did.
You thought he had
Okay.
somebody out there too.
Damn right that did. Damn right. That's how I feel.
Okay.
Okay? But no big deal. No problem. Because I go on the air the next day and I'm like, that's a dad reacting to his son.
There you go.
Wife's at the game, family's at the game. That's family.
Yeah.
Right.
That can happen with anybody. Right? Which is what I meant when I said I had no intentions of talking about it, because I didn't know anybody saw it. And I'm like, I'm not going to talk about this because the man coming at me because of his son's a son.
Right.
Happens on a Thursday, that's a Friday, that's Saturday. Richard Jefferson is doing the game in Boston. He's still mic'd. He's working for ESPN. And we see LeBron say to him, yo, man, when he said, as a father, I had it. So I'm thinking, oh, that's not about Bronny. That's about you. Okay. Let's talk about you as a father from this perspective. Bronny ain't at home in Brentwood. That's Crypto.com Arena. He ain't wearing street clothes. That's a purple and gold uniform he's on. He's a Laker. It's my job to cover the NBA.
Right.
It's my job to cover basketball. I just told him, Melo, I ain't see Cayenne play. Because I know that if I walk into an arena to watch his son play, everybody's going to ask me, how do I feel? Not just about him, about Melo's son, who's my boy. I know that if I walk into an arena to watch Bronny play, they ain't going to ask me about Bronny. They're going to ask me about LeBron's son. I don't think it's fair to the kids. So I never went. I never once saw Bronny play in high school, ever. Everybody was talking to me about it. I never watched. I wouldn't go because I wanted to show LeBron James and his family that respect. Because I happen to think that Savannah is the first lady of basketball. I think she's wonderful. She's just a wonderful, wonderful human being.
Indeed.
And it actually breaks my heart that I could have done anything to make her upset. With Gloria, his mom, who has always been wonderful to me. Wonderful people. I got nothing to say about them. I got nothing to say about Bronny, who I think could be an NBA player someday. I think he continue to develop in the G League and then ultimately coming up here working out with the team, stuff like that. I think he's got a chance, right? Which is what I said.
Only when LeBron leaves, though.
So, Rich Paul, Maverick Carter, Randy, for years, not but respect, always been cool with them. I know where their loyalties lie. It should.
Right.
Do you. No problem. But I'm looking at it and I'm going like, I never watched him in high school. I wasn't the one that said I ain't never seen no All-American averaging 14 points a game. No, McDonald's All-American averaging. That was Kendrick Perkins. I wasn't the one out here talking about Bronny. That was other people. He goes to USC. He has the heart ailment. Our heart goes out to him. We praying that he's going to be okay.
Right.
We turn around. We go from there. Okay, he wants to enter the NBA draft, even though he hasn't really played on a collegiate level. All right, fine. With what LeBron James has done for this league, everybody shut up. If that's where he wants and that's where he could fit, manipulate, no problem. It's no big deal there. Congratulations. Oh, he ends up getting drafted by the Los Angeles Lakers. Congratulations. No problem. Oh, he ends up being there opening night, that father-son moment with Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. in attendance. I was there at the game, standing up, clapping, no problem. It became a problem when this brother was in the G League, and then the next day, J.J. Redick decides to bring him in the first quarter and ask him to guard Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
Go back and watch the film.
Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey, that
was a terrible matchup. I ain't gonna lie, that was a terrible matchup. Tyrese Maxey was frying Bronny. I ain't gonna lie to you. But again, that's the difference. Maxey been in the league. He's used to the league. He's used to the speed of the league. Bronny is kind of used to it, but he's not used to it like full time because that's not something he was able to really, really train for like that. But Maxey was frying him. I ain't gonna lie.
He feel or see somebody
like,
drooling at the mouth. Give me the ball. That was Tyrese Maxey. It was a nightmare. And I'm like, you can't do that to him. But you also can't do that to us. We're the media. Now you asking us not to cover the game.
I mean, he ain't really say too much. He really just mostly was just like, yo, listen, I just feel like, Bronny, LeBron, I always got love for them. He basically just did a whole bunch of ass kissing in this. This wasn't really nothing to it. But again, I understand his job is to critique players. So for him to critique Bronny, cool, but it definitely was about LeBron when you said as a father. You know, I think a lot of people don't understand that that's a sentence you can't say to somebody who never had a father and is trying to be a good father. To be like, as a father, I just feel like as a father, you don't need to allow this. And it's like, so now you're questioning me as a dad. But comment on what you guys think. You know, this is a pretty long one. Make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Till next time, man. Peace out.